Well, let's get you this development that has now happened after a significant period of time. 18 years after the Malegaon blast, there seems to be a big vindication that has now come in as far as for Shrikant Purohit is now concerned. His promotion that has now been cleared, and now he is expected to be elevated to the rank of a brigadier. Now, what is being said on part of Indian Army, which has now cleared Colonel Shrikant Purohit for a promotion to the rank of a brigadier, according to reports what we are picking up, and the Armed Forces Tribunal, which had previously stayed the retirement of Colonel Purohit due to, which was due on 31st of March 2026 after hearing his plea for promotion. Let's get in a word from Mayank now, who is joining us live. Mayank, this is a big development, and this is coming after a significant amount of time, because previously the Armed Forces Tribunal had put Lieutenant Colonel Purohit's retirement on hold. Now what is being said that as far as his elevation is concerned, his rank is expected to go up now to a brigadier level. Mayank, if you can unmute yourself, please. All right, let's connect with Harish in the meantime, because Harish, when we were previously speaking on this story, as far as Shrikant Purohit is concerned, he was of the opinion that the Malegaon incident had deprived him of that promotion. However, he was acquitted in July 2008. As far as the Malegaon blast case is concerned, his acquittal also came in, but he had submitted that in the normal course, he would have become a brigadier by now. And that seems to be, as far as his promotion is concerned, which was long overdue, seems to now be happening.
Yes, good morning, Amita. It's a big development. In fact, the decision by the Indian Army to promote Colonel Shrikant Purohit to the rank of a brigadier apparently has come after the AFT order dated March 16, which we had broken on broken first. On our channel. There was a big development pertaining to the service of Colonel Purohit, who was acquitted last year, July, as you rightly said, Amita. Armed Forces Tribunal had put on hold his retirement from service, which was due on March 31st this year. Purohit, remember, had moved AFT, Armed Forces Tribunal, seeking grant of all consequential benefits and promotion at par with his batchmates and juniors in view of his acquittal, and then only take a decision with regard to his retirement. This was his plea, and the AFT, in a very significant observation in the order, had said a prima facie case is made out as he was denied promotion on account of a illegal and fabricated case in which he was implicated, and the criminal court has given detailed reasoning. So this is very important. And the AFT had said, we direct that till decision of the statutory complaint, the applicants retirement should be kept in abeyance. Yes. And also AFT should notice to the Center and Defense Ministry to show cause as to why the directions as prayed for should not be issued. So this decision by Army has clearly come in, Amita, after the AFT order, very categoric order. And in fact, the AFT had kept the next date of hearing on May 22nd, 2026. Right. But the Army has acted much before that. Colonel Purohit had told AFT that Malegaon case deprived me of promotion in normal course. I would have become a brigadier by now.
Well, Harish, please do stay on with us, because he's been of the opinion that he submitted that in the normal course he would have become a brigadier by now, and hence, because as far as his acquittal is concerned, in July last year in the 2008 Malegaon blast case, the tribunal, what it has been now claiming, Akansha, if you can get us the updates, which he believed had deprived him of his fundamental right to a fair consideration for a promotion.
Absolutely. The decks are clear for the promotion of Colonel Shrikant Purohit to the rank of brigadier. But let me take you through what Armed Forces Tribunal had stated last month on March 16th, mentioning here that we find that a case is made out where the applicant may be right in contending that he is entitled to be considered for grant of promotion and all other service benefit at par with his junior, which was denied to him on the account of illegal fabricated manner in which he was implicated in this case, which is found to be established by the criminal court without, while acquitting him. Taking note of the aforesaid, we direct that till decision on the complaint is taken, his retirement should be kept in abeyance. And in that backdrop, the court, the Armed Forces Tribunal had stayed the retirement of Colonel Purohit. That was due on March 31st, 2026. And just 15 days before that, the court made it clear Amita, that he's right in contending that he should be given a promotion which was denied to him on the basis of illegal fabricated manner in which he was implicated in this case, Amita.
All right, Akansha, thank you for that. Mayank, if you can hear me now, there was a DV ban, that is discipline and vigilance ban, that actually resulted where he believes that he was deprived of his fundamental right for a fair consideration for a promotion that led to an entire, early retirement from service. And now he's demanding that very promotion.
Absolutely. And there is a system in army which if followed the way it is, then he would have been a brigadier. That's what the AFT has also said. And to make our viewers understand, almost at the age of 13 years in service age I'm talking about, and an officer, a major becomes a lieutenant colonel. And if the officer is being promoted as a substantive colonel, which is like selection grade, then the officer becomes a colonel around 16 to 17 years. And same goes by 24 years if the promotions are going on as a selective at the selective grade. But there is something called as time scale. Let's say you have not been promoted as a colonel at the age of 16 years or 17 years. And in the case of services, it happens that 2 years after the infantry, which is arms, infantry, armored and mechanized infantry, these people have been promoted as colonel. Rest of the services and corps, they become colonel after 2 years after that. So what I mean to make our viewers understand is that having been even if it's a time scale promotion for Lieutenant Colonel Purohit, he would have been a brigadier by this time. So, and since all the charges which is of criminal charges, they were all removed. Thus, he went to the court and court found it right, the logic right, and his promotion to the rank of brigadier, which is again time scale brigadier. So, when he becomes a brigadier, his service is also going to increase or go ahead by 2 years because his rank has been promoted to from a colonel. Had he been a colonel to a brigadier, thus his service is going to increase by 2 years now. And that's the detail actually. So he'll be now addressed as Brigadier Shrikant Purohit. That is how, because military carries the rank with their names.
Absolutely, because that is going to be in the understanding what we're getting. Because as far as vindication of, Shrikant Purohit is concerned, he was arrested back in 2008 over the Malegaon blast case, then acquitted last year in July. And that happened by the NI court. And now he's been coming out to claim that as far as when it comes to his wrongful confinement is concerned, and this trial, which has significantly delayed his promotion, and that has violated his right to fair promotion and consideration by the tribunal. Brigadier Rajkumar, a nodal officer of the Army inquiry into the Malegaon blast case, is joining us here on the broadcast. Brigadier Kumar, thank you very much. Good morning to you. What do you believe has been the Army's role in this, as far as Shrikant Purohit is now demanding and rather, keeping forth his request of his fundamental right for a fair consideration of a promotion?
I would like to congratulate the government and Brigadier Purohit for the final justice that has been given to him. Right from beginning, I was clear that this man is not involved in the incidents which were trying to be created, something like Hindutva terrorism. There was no evidence to substantiate anything like that. The government's intention was clearly known when Makoka was imposed on him, which is imposed on the people involved in heinous crimes and who are repeatedly carrying out such crimes. These things were not applicable to that time Lieutenant Colonel Purohit, and I have always stood by that and tried to put across my views to my seniors as well as to Purohit also once I met him in Pune.
Brigadier Kumar, because do you believe that as far as Shrikant Purohit, he's in his right contention if he's enlisted to be considered for a grant of promotion and all other benefits at par with his juniors, which was denied to him on the account of what he's been calling it as an illegal fabricated manner in which it has, significantly impacted his case and his career as well?
Yeah, he has suffered tremendously, including his family. No compensation whatsoever can make up for the torture, humiliation, and all kind of fingers being pointed at him and his family. Certainly, nothing can compensate. But yes, End of the day, he can, face the world with confidence, with truthfulness that yes, he was not involved. The case was more or less fabricated. And, his children, his wife, they can stand up with their chin up before the world.
Absolutely, absolutely, because this is has been long overdue as far as in his case is concerned. Thank you very much, Brigadier Kumar, for your point of view. Well, when we talk about Shrikant Purohit, who was acquitted in July last year in the Malegaon 2008 blast case, and he had moved a tribunal claiming that the 17-year trial deprived him of his fundamental right for fair consideration of promotion, and that has affected his normal career progression. But what he has been calling as the false allegations against him and followed by the unlawful process that impacted his career growth, there was also a DV ban, that is a discipline and vigilance ban, that resulted in a situation where he was deprived of his fundamental right for a fair consideration of a promotion that led to an early retirement from the services. Now, what is being said that even before the tribunal could take up the matter again, this is now coming as a big development as far as in the case of Shrikant Purohit. His acquittal that came in and that delayed his promotion. According to sources, what is now being said that the tribunal found prima facie case for his service benefits and now may be elevated to the rank of a brigadier.